What it do is your big homie Fiend, Fiend. Shot it. International Jones, you're now tuned in and watching Nolazine.
Okay. Hey, so before we start, I want to give you all your flowers for being one. I'm like writer, being in the music industry over 30 years.
I'm under 30.
Oh, all right. I won't say too long.
That's okay. Maybe successfully 24, 25 maybe. But I'm grateful still and all. I'm just grateful to still be here, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. So, we're going to start it off early. Like, on what age did you actually begin to become one? Well, what age did you become one an actual music artist?
I think it had to be probably like, I don't know, tell me this, how would you describe what makes a person an official music artist? And maybe that could let me give you like extensive detail, because I was featured on somebody's project when I was 16, right? But I was recording before that, right? But professionally, the first thing I was on came out when I was 16.
Okay, so far as my understanding of it, like I would say that and the first time a person, I'm like rap doesn't mean they're a music artist yet. Yeah, you're a music artist when you actually go to a studio and put it on wax and actually put it out too, cause like because some people made music and like never put it out.
Right. Right. Well, I must say it had to be 16. 16 years of age, my brother had died, and my neighborhood, I felt, took me in like. My village just kind of put me under their arm and kind of kept me out of harm's way, and was like pouring back into me every which way they could. I think off the fact of the relationship they have with my brother and the respect they have for my brother and my family, period. So 16 years of age, Black Minister allowed me to get on their first EP that they dropped on Holly Grove Records, and I got on a song called Holly Grove at 17, and they let me do a verse dedicated to my brother who had just passed away.
Gotcha. So, growing up in Holly Grove, for yourself, but how it was for you?
It was dope, man. Like, growing up in Holly Grove was like, man, I felt like damn near like Simba, you heard me? In a village with my daddy was like a Mufasa, in our own community. That's not to negate nobody else in our village. My street, my neighborhood, my family, I felt like that because my grandmother owned maybe 85-90% of the block I stayed on. You hear me? I grew up 4 houses from when bounce music was invented. You know what I'm saying? 4 houses away from Ghost Town, which is Big Town Tips. Across the street from a barroom my dad ran for my grandmother called Morris Lounge. Holly Grove was the shit. No bullshit, it was the shit. Maybe had one fight outside my brother if us just siblings, right? Just bumping heads, but Holly Grove was absolutely the shit, bro.
Right. And speaking of Ghost Town, like, when I was young, I thought Ghost Town was an actual town. But I just interviewed on like T.T. Tucker, and he like kind of explained what it was, and he was telling me about his whole journey of bounce. Like, but how old were you when bounce music came out?
So check it. Shout out T.T. Tucker, shout out DJ Irv, shout out to Ghost Recipes Ghost, shout out to Booba Lee, everybody that owned her tips. When Tucker picked up the mic for the first time, when T.T. Tucker picked up the mic for the first time and said what he had, I was outside the club sitting on my porch and heard the uproar to my left 4 houses down. You know what I'm saying? It was in the houses of Running Drag Rap, Trigger Man, and Brown's Beat, produced by Cameron Paul. Intertwining them two off of that little loop off the Showboys Drag Rap, you heard me? And I was there to hear him, where he at? Fuck David Do. I see, you know what I'm saying? I'm a kid. I had to be in my single digits. You heard me? Maybe like 11, maybe 9, 10. You heard me? Single going on to my double digits when that really, like came out to existence for real.
Gotcha. And I was gonna wait, up until like a little later to ask you this, but like, I have to ask this while speaking on Ghost Town. Like, when did you meet Soulja Slim? Because I remember he made a rap that he was too young to actually go in Ghost Town. So in my mind, like, maybe he was on the porch with you.
What happened was I grew up in a grove. Slim was from the 3. But when I moved to another part of Uptown, you heard me? That's when I was able to see Slim on his porch cutting hair while I was coming back into this new neighborhood, right? Didn't even know that was him. You heard me? My life is a different type of life. We'd be here. This would be volume 1, 2, 3. We'd be here, like, you heard me? Like, I'm a different version of the city, but my bloodline is great. My bloodline gravy. You heard me? I ain't got red blood. My shit gravy. You heard me? And Slim, I moved uptown. Right. My mom and my dad ain't see eye to eye. My mom was like, we gotta bust a move. Right. We went to another part of uptown, not off the Parkway. You heard me? So around the corner from me, you know what I'm saying? I got KLC, 39 Pies, the Parkway Pumping Records, Lil Elt, Soulja Slim. You know what I'm saying? I got all these people around the corner. Mystical Mike. It was Mystical Mike. Not Mystical. It was Mystical Mike. He was around the corner, and I was oblivious to this while I was walking to Green. I'm going to Sammy J. Green now, and I went to Corn. But all these people was already around in the vicinity, bro. You heard me? Well, I had Moose and Devious come and ride from out the east or wherever, all the way to this part of uptown to come get me. These people around the corner from me. So that was a real trippy part to eventually, like I said, to get with No Limit and to working with KL. But Slim, that's how I first seen Slim. Passing on his mama porch, cutting hair. They know the little dude gonna be on his porch, he cutting hair. If you're in the neighborhood, you need a haircut, you don't wanna go all the way back to Holly Grove. Slim cut hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but I just didn't want to miss a part. But just in case he was on the porch with you, when he said he was too young to get Ghost Town.
He definitely was too young to get Ghost Town. If I was too young, he was too young to get Ghost Town. R.I.P. to Slim, you heard me? Much love to his sister, Peaches, and his mama, Miss Linda Tapp, you heard me?
So we're going to bring it back. And so hip-hop made 50 years.
Right, wow.
So you growing up, being influenced by hip-hop. Hey, but I want you to name some rappers that actually influenced you to have to become a rapper.
Rappers that influenced me to want to do this shit. Eric B. and Rakim first. You hear me? Stessa Sonic, Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, Steady B, Heavy D. You hear me? Producer Molly Mall. You heard me? KRS-One, NWA, and the list goes on. And then outside of that, me being at home, being able to watch the screen for myself and see this culture, this genre of music blossom and pop out of nowhere from my age group, right? I had locally Mia X, Tim Smooth, MC Thick, Buzz Down, MC Dart, and a slew of other people. You heard me? So I feel like I've heard the best, so I can only be the best. You know what I'm saying? I saw it on TV, that's one thing. To see it outside of my front porch, in my front yard, in my neighborhood, in my community, made it that much more surreal. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's crazy because, like with you being from Uptown, Holly Grove as well, like, I don't see it now, but back in the day, like, the whole city actually, embraced but the rappers coming from the West Bank. Because you just mentioned MC Thick and Tim
Buzz Down and Tim Smooth.
Yeah, and Buzz Down.
Right,
so shout out Buzz Down. I just interviewed him as well.
Yeah, legend.
So like, far as your knowledge, like, did you see like the evolution of like the West Bank, like coming to the East Bank and actually making noise?
Well, everybody was holding it down for their section. Period. Shout out to Joe Black too. I hate to leave him out. Everybody was holding it down. The West Bank is where I got my first fan base and first love from when I dropped The Baddest Motherfucker Alive. My shows was on the West Bank. I couldn't figure that out for the life of me, you hear me? And West Bank, man, a powerful bank, man. I want to give them their love and their respect. I don't think, as a kid watching them do it, I don't think, shout to 4-Pack too, you hear me? I don't think the division wasn't, just because you was from where you was from, if you was nice, you was nice. We didn't know it was an issue until we heard Most Wanted Posse talking about it was a West Bank thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't know. And then it was real. Like, cats dissing each other on songs. That shit was real, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to hide the morph to now, that was a no-no. Like, you got to be ready for whatever come with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, the West Bank was coming with it, bro. How the fuck you denied Tim Smooth? How the fuck you denied MC Thick Buzz Down? You hear me? And if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong, Joe Black is from the West Bank.
Joe Black and like Mobile Joe.
Shout out to Mobile, the Mobile Camp. You hear me? So just to keep it funky, they was man. If you want to say the West Bank was another place, and you want to say like, okay, well, who represented, man? Shout out to that West Bank. They held it down for their side. The East Bank was a given, son. It's like it's not to even be played with. Uptown or Slaughter anything on a mic. I can't even name all the MCs. You hear me? Uptown is, bro. You hear me? Is beyond official. That 7th Ward official. That 9th Ward. That's what I love about our city. It's just that I think in a bigger picture, we shouldn't have waited for labels to bring us together. We already had something, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wasn't paying them studio bills neither. Shit was $150 an hour. Everybody, if you going up in there, you spending real bread, you hear me? Everybody wasn't doing that shit, you hear me? So everybody couldn't do it. It's like, to me, it's like a habit until it's a habit and a hobby, till it's a job, till it's like it's making you an income, you hear me? So shit, that's like stunting, you hear me? You buying clothes, promoting yourself, recording in the studio. That shit costs bread, son. And everybody couldn't do it.
Yeah, but I always tell, like rappers nowadays, like, y'all, like, probably 80% of y'all wouldn't be a music artist if y'all had to do it 20 years ago.
If you had to spend your own bread, son.
Yeah, just the music video alone costed at least $5,000 to maybe $60K.
5 to 10K, and you shot independently. You talking to a man that spent 152 bands himself on putting out music, on putting a plan together, on delegating who to hire to run your company until you could run your company yourself. That's what I enjoyed about No Limit. That's what I enjoyed about Big Boy Records. That's what I enjoyed about the labels I was on. Of course, you want to make money, but shout out to Birdman and Sugar Slum the Don, you hear me? Of course, you want to make money, but being able, what I call being behind that velvet rope and that velvet curtain to learn the business is a different type of investment. You heard me? Like, you gotta have a different type of patience, son. You feel me? You gotta have a different type of patience to be around somewhere that can't translate liquid cash, you know what I'm saying, to replace, you know what I'm saying, what your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, you know what I'm saying, survival. Cause you gotta be a survivor to know that it's like college. College giving you a piece of paper and some education, and you are in hopes to go get that to make a living, right? To a living. You're gonna spend 100 bands hoping to go get you 150 bands. You know what I'm saying? That's gambling. It's gambling. So if you're able to be around a Percy Miller, a Birdman, a Lil J, a P from QC, a Musa Jet Life, let me speak on my new kings out here killing it. What's my Fiend Banks, Wheezy Wee, you heard me? Mac Main. You are fortunate to want to learn the business because there's not a college that could teach you this, right?
To learn hands on.
Oh my God, bro! And I was around Chuck, Rob Shaw, Precise, and I saw the artists, so I got to see it from the whole page. Most people record and leave. I record and I'm chilling.
So you are one true student of the game.
I think I'm a student of the game, a hip hop baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, just born in hip hop and love it so much that I get to be am going to be involved in it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I built a brand off of partnering people with brands. You know what I'm saying? And that's big, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even a dime could black out the sun, you feel me? And that's what I learned. You know, for these people to answer calls for me, Craig Calman, Mike Karen, Aaron Bay Shuck, for these presidents of labels, you heard me? Like stroking $250 million deals, bro. Like for them to answer the phone, that's big to me. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like a reference. You know, you got more wins than you got L's. Look at Jordan. Y'all remember the 6, but don't remember the 15 he went there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if you could be in that space, everybody don't want to be in that space of music business. It's to be funky. You know what I mean? It's just about, you know, I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to catch me a lick, catch me a few dollars. You know what I mean? Change my life. Mama, take care of mama. You feel me? Yeah.
Gotcha. So, you know, I'm about to bring it back.
Yeah, by all means.
Hey, but I'm about to walk through your journey.
Yeah.
So, let's start it off by how did you come up, with the rap name Fiend?
The rap name Fiend came about my partner Ryders from the Tent War. Shout out to Riv, you know what I mean? Riv, we used to be in the hallways at Corn when I went to Walter Corn, on 3520 Dry Street, the original Corn. You hear me? Riv we used to be rapping on the hallways, and Riv used to say, man, your tone, your voice, man, remind me of Rakim. You need to be some type of fiend, Rich. I'm telling you, you need to be some type of fiend. So I used to be like, I love my guy. I love my dog. You hear me? So I'm like, let me work with that. So pitch, I went left field crazy. My name was Anti-Fiend, right? What the fuck, right? So pitch, I'm like running with that, had that shit airbrushed on a shirt and shit, you feel me? Like, you know, putting that together, and it just wasn't like that. Fiend then got downsized when I had an intro on Wild Wayne's show. Wild Wayne had this thing when you call in on his show, or he'll let you do an intro before his show came on, right? And it was big because everybody was listening, right? I had an intro for Wild Wayne. Shit got played. J-Dog from Black Menace played it for Chuck. And like they played that shit on a Wednesday, Thursday, they heard it again. Friday I was in the studio. Saturday I was signing Big Boy Records. You know what I'm saying?
How old were you?
I had to be like 17, 18.
Right.
But the thing about the name is, I got in the studio. It's a listening session. Sites like DJ Precise was like, come to the studio. I'm on the wall, right? He working on a beat for Sporty T. You heard me? Rest in peace to Sporty T. Shout out to his family, you feel me? He making a beat. Sporty T not there. We off a sound service off of Diamond Road out in New Orleans East. And what happened was, I'm standing on the wall, Sites making a beat with his guitar guy, Sean Tarzier at the time. And the guy was playing his bass line, boom, 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 boom. So I'm on the wall like this. I was just, bobbing my head. And Sykes put some drums for it. And I just was like, I'm the baddest motherfucker. And I'm singing, I'm mumbling some shit. And Sykes went, hold on. I said, bro, what are you over there saying? I said, I'm the baddest motherfucker. Man, hold on, say that with this for me one time. I'm the baddest motherfucker alive. Man, he like, get in the booth, bro. He got on the phone, said, Sporty, this Sykes. I know I'm in a session working on a beat for you right now, but I'm messing with something and I want to do something with it. Can I make something else for you? Without even blinking, Sporty was like, yeah, Sykes, bro. Go ahead, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, Sykes. You know what I'm saying? That's how Sporty talk. You heard me? And he got off the phone. I recorded the baddest motherfucker live. Saturday I was signed. Will Horton shoot my first music commercial to the baddest motherfucker alive. And it got on the box, and that shit, it went viral as far as our world, as far as New Orleans.
And and a lot of people don't give Big Boy records, but they credit, they flowers, ever since like Chuck passed, because if he made something what you knew about Big Boy records, but like when he passed, if that name kind of never like get that recognition that it deserved. So like how I want you to kind of like chime in. Actually, what does Big Boy Records mean? To the city of New Orleans.
Big Boy Records mean to the city of New Orleans should mean as much as any landmark. You heard me? Like Streetcar. All labels, Take 4 Records, Cash Money Records, and a shout out to a bunch of other record labels. They pillars, bro. Like, They gave us something to do on the weekend. They gave us new favorite local artists that you can know you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Gave an opportunity for marketing promotion to get you out there to build a fan base. You know what I'm saying? This is the label that gave us Mystical. This is the label that gave us Ghetto Twins, Partners in Crime, you heard me? Sporty T, Black Menace, G Slim, the Boot Camp Clique, Insane, Lil Lip, you heard me? What's my man? My bad, I forgot one or two people, a couple people, but like, yeah, bro, they played a pivotal part. We was doing concerts on Canal, you heard me, in these big serious venues, you heard me? I'm doing concerts, I'm 18 in the back of a limousine, you know, getting paid to do one song, right? One song locally. I can go back to school come Monday, bro. You heard me? You heard me? So shout out to Big Boy Records, bro. Huge and pivotal, you know, and all other independent labels that were here. They all played their part. Everybody was serious, bro. They was just as serious as the mall or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because they had people running to Peaches, Odyssey record stores, making them money also, you heard me? It really fed the city and they fed the community. So yeah, no doubt.
Right, just so you know, and we still like walking down that journey.
Let's
so
go there,
you know, able to leave Big Boy Records. So how many years did it take for you to end up working back with KL and actually signing to Master P?
After Big Boy Records, I guess you could just say I was taking a break, transition, trying to figure something out. You heard me? I wasn't signed to nobody for maybe a couple years. But I ended up getting with some people and recording some things. You know, shout out to Musa, you know what I'm saying? 504 Musa, you know what I mean? Moo, before I even signed to Big Boy Records, we was already recording a project in the studio. This is the person outside of Devious, outside of anybody that I had met in the music industry that decided to go in their own pockets and invest in me into recording toward my career. You heard me? Him and DJ Jazz, you know what I'm saying? The DJ for Black Menace. I ended up getting with Big Boy. After Big Boy, I kind of was chilling and was working with Kane and Abel, which was going by Double Vision at the time. You heard me? And I got on a couple songs, did some writing, and you know, we just was jam. You heard me? And they eventually caught an opportunity to work with No Limit and do a joint venture. And once they got out there, these are my dogs. I'm out there. KL was like, come on out here. You heard me? And before that, Mia got me and Mac on her album. You heard me? So shout out to Mia. Mia was one of the first people to say, come out here to No Limit and get on a song with me for a No Limit release. And then they went to the Kane and Abel, doing a joint venture, becoming Kane and Abel from Double Vision. And that we went and talked. And KL was talking to P like, man, it'd be good if we had this dude here. You know, I think this would be dope if he here. I think we need this cat. If my memory serves me well. And man, I did Don't Fuck Around on the Bowder soundtrack, and that shit was over.
Right. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. The first time I heard you, but my cousin had a Z28 with loud sound, and I heard Mr. Womp Womp.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't even know who Fiend was. Like, whoever helped made this beat went crazy.
Went crazy, right? That's
so
hard.
I want you to bring it back to the first time you heard Talking Like I Bring It and Mr. Womp Womp beat before you even rapped on it.
Okay, that's crazy. Picture, I dropped, which makes an anniversary for me, May 5th. There's When Their Family came out, May 5th, 1998. The album that Talking Like I Bring It in Street Life, is Street Life, and Mr. Womp Womp is on Street Life. That came out July 6, 1999. Talking Like I Bring It, I had the chorus first. You know what I mean? I think I had the chorus first. That's another thing that was dope about working with K. K can make a beat around the vibe of the melody sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hit where the melody is going. And if it wasn't Talking Like I Bring It with melody, I know it was Mr. Womp Womp. Because I had it and was scared to do the song. Thought I'd be making it such a commercial something, you know what I mean? And I thought I ruined my career. I was scared as fucking shit, bro. No bullshit. I'm like, man, you gonna do this fucking song, bitch, it's gonna be over for you. You hear me? It's a rap. They gonna be like, man, this nigga did this. It so happened, I went by KL house, and he's like, what you want to do? I said, I want to do a Want song. It's gonna be good, Mr. Want. He like, for real? Cause he the reason why I said. You know what I mean? Mr. Womp, that even came about from me doing a Silk Soldier song. And my verse started off by me saying, want my problems, remember me, Fiend, the one that told the shot it. And I was so excited to get on my first Soldier song. I was like, I'm about to eat this bitch, you heard me? Bro, I was like, want, like getting ready to say want, right? That nigga went skew. Say, bro, what are you saying up in there? I say, what? I'm like, what you say, my dog? He say, no. What are you saying before your verse come on? I said, want my... He like, bruh, whatever you saying, say that shit again. Before your verse, right? Round. I said, want my problems, remember me, Fiend, the one that told the shop. That nigga was like this in the engineer room. And we was at like that, right? The fast forward, we do want. I said, round. The chorus gonna go womp. And I was like, I'm gonna hype myself up. Day yeah. I'm a zone out. That nigga was like, fuck that. I'm about to make the beat. Nah. You heard me? That bitch with the hitting. He was bang. He found some stabs, right? And out of nowhere, that nigga got on that fucking hit a keyboard. This nigga used to always get on, dog. I used to be like, either it was gonna go well, or either he's gonna be like, this nigga touching that same fucking sound, you hear me? Boy, that nigga pull up that fucking keyboard. I got thinking of the name of that bitch. And all I heard is do. I was like, oh shit, dog. And I fucking just lost it, dog. I lost it. I don't know if it was hip hop. I don't know if it was fucking Southern East. I don't know what the fuck it was. I got it off my chest. You heard me? And come to find out, that is one of the fucking songs that ended up fucking going. I'm gonna tell you how God worked, you hear me? The song was never supposed to have a video. Right? I would love to say I'm such a fucking genius. I'm such a fucking genius that I decided to do this. But I gotta give praises too, you hear me? I'm always gonna give praises too, you hear me? I didn't know if I'd get 2 videos for Street Life. Right? Nigga gonna one and done you. You got 1 video, move on. You heard me? So what I said was this here. I was supposed to go to the West Coast and shoot Talking Like I Bring It. And that felt weird to me. I was like in Santa Clara. I was somewhere, San Bernardino, somewhere, right? Nah, don't get me wrong. They shooting a real video for me. We're going to make it work, right? But I was like, I really wish I could shoot this in the city. Now, I'm not saying nobody was like, fuck what you talking about. But I really want to shoot in the city. Fam, somehow I was shooting a video out there. Something went wrong. And they said, we can't shoot the video no more, right? So it said, if you want, it'd be less money. You can shoot it in New Orleans. But I lost it. I was like, oh, for sure. But we set that shit up. I had a trailer on my block, dog. On my block. You hear me? Like the movies. You feel me? A movie trailer. You hear me? Like this is my trailer. While you hear me? I'm chilling. I'm rolling them back to back. You mean, dog? You hear me? On the corner of Big Town Tips, Ghost Town. I got a trailer on my block, dog. That's why the video was like what it was. I was supposed to shoot Talking Like I Bring It. I said, I don't know if I'm getting another budget. Let me shoot Mr. Want too. You heard me? Because they said, Fiend, the song's so short, you should, if you could do something. I said, if I could do something else, man, give me 1 verse or 2 verse of Mr. Want. I want y'all to go fact check this shit. You show me any singles that went to radio at the length of what they are before Talking Like I Bring It. Program director told me, dog, I don't know what you was on, but you have reinvented the single. Ain't no singles this short. And it makes it easier because after the second verse, nigga's done with you. You hear me? DJ's done with you. So we was able to split the video, Talking Like I Bring It, and Mr. Want, and that did it. I got both looks off. And I got my village with me, dog. Son, it was bigger than life. It was bigger than life, bro. Up to this day, thinking about it was bigger than life, dog. I shot a video where the fuck bounce was invented, bro. Ghost Town on the corner. You heard me? And I thought it was huge, bro. You heard me? Then went to the park where I grew up, played ball with my dad, my brother, my neighborhood, and it was huge, bro. Talking like that's what that gave the birth of that. that confidence, that arrogance. You heard me? To get that off, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I still say if that's one of the hardest beats that to ever hit No Limit.
KLC, and him being open-minded to do it off of that rhythm pattern and bringing it to life. You know, it's like going to somebody and telling them, make me a suit, bro. I think I see these colors, or I think, and they be like, how they say it in the barbershop chat when the dude be like, bro, I want this, say less. Yeah, KL hit a say less when he produced everything he done for me, but that Mr. Want was beyond incredible, bro.
Right. And like, far as your, like, and before as you going like fully mainstream, it be like commercial, I didn't see you get your full flowers until Make It Say you went crazy, and like you and Mia like took over that song.
She Mia X is the voice I think of when I think of women from New Orleans, how people hear us to the rest of the world, for a mature sister from down here, like you know what I'm saying. But Make It Say was wild. I could have been lagging on my pen that day. You heard me? That boy Pete turned around and said, "Look, whoever finished their verse first, that's how the audience on the song get on the song." That's it. I went to writing on the wall on a piece of paper. My verse was done. He had done his verse. That's why I'm second. Whoever you heard third, they must have been finished third. Whoever you heard fourth, they must have been finished.
Yeah.
You heard me? And always Mike on the cleanup. You heard me? Mystical on the cleanup. You heard me?
So like, if the first time you heard that song and like actually, I'm like, and like you went hard, like you was like, dang man, and I wrote that fast and I went hard like that.
I've spazzed. I mean, to me, it's like Coach. At that time, No Limit, it was like Coach. And if you're doing well in hot Coach, if you're a starting quarterback or this running back or something, you're in a starting lineup type of thing. I felt like that about Make It Say, and that's not belittling no artist that was on the label. It was just bringing your craft to the table to show up and show out for the company. And that's what I felt like on Make It Say, and performing it to this day feels it's just as good to know like we did a good thing for hip hop too. You know what I'm saying? The city got joints no matter worldwide where you go from. You're gonna be known for Cash Money Records. You're gonna be known for No Limit Records. You're gonna be known for Seafood. You're gonna be known for the project. They're gonna hear you say, "Hey baby," you hear me? Like, that's a good feeling.
And people already know if they hear Mr. Womp, you associate with you.
There you go. Let's go. Let's go.
You Mr. Womp forever.
That forever. You hear me?
Anybody else want to come out with Womp if they gotta see you?
Boy, they ain't gotta see me. They gotta see the people. The people gonna get in their comments. They gonna get on their ass. You heard me?
Mr. Womp.
Yeah, straight up.
So, leaving from No Limit, we about to jump into a whole different topic. And I got like a lot of questions with this. Like,
sure.
I don't know actually when you became one. I'm like writer. I'm like for other music artists, but like we gon', I want to walk down the journey of that.
Okay.
So
I've been a writer. Believe it or not, I've been a writer since far as I remember getting in the game. Period. And more people are written for, written with, and written for. You know what I'm saying? In some aspects, I was a ghostwriter, and sometimes I just was an additional writer. Sometimes I was the only writer. But if my name was on the credits in the writers, that's not ghostwriting. For the people that I can't mention, that's why I ghostwritten. You heard me? But I love the writing aspect of it. I love it, bro, to see female artists, to give them a little pen game. You know what I'm saying? Like on the Trina's verse from Bad Bitch with Webby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope to me to see. This is how I honestly looked at it, just to keep it 1,000, which it would make a good living, right? But when I first did it, it came in as the aspect of just helping add more bricks to hip hop. I get to see my favorite artists last longer. You know what I'm saying? I get to see them have more years doing it. I get to see them do more shows, and I'm involved in doing it. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that there is a heavy, heavy check in writing. And as a writer, I'm proud of it because I get to be here no matter what my age is. You know what I'm saying? I don't have shelf life as a writer. You know what I mean? A writer be here forever. You know what I mean? Writing's paid for my wedding. You know what I mean? Writing, it wasn't cheap. You know what I mean? Writing does plenty. Writing, once again, shout out to Musa, shout out to DJ Spin. You heard me? Shout out to KLC, shout out to Mike Karen, APG, shout out to Artist Publishing Group. That good writing, my good writing ass, like I said, your good writing ass got me to signing a publishing deal the same day with the same company with Bruno Mars. Me and Bruno Mars signed the same day.
Right.
From New Orleans. Cabin New Orleans.
Yeah.
Right.
So, as far as being a writer, I'm like, what do you feel like is the biggest song like that you ever written for?
The biggest song I had writing for. That is a very good question. I'm gonna say Girl Tonight got me my first BMI award for Ryders. That was with Trey Songz and Twista. Produced by Jim Johnson. A couple I can't mention because I was a ghostwriter.
So that's what I wanted to get on to.
Right.
So like in this, like there was the world saw what just happened to someone that was a writer, like kind of make if the records like for the artist to hear and kind of go off of like with the guy Quentin Miller.
Right.
So as far as like the writing, like do you think it's kind of crazy like a person could be so accomplished as a writer or a ghostwriter and people don't know about it, just don't get no credit, and like as soon as a person gets a little credit, like but the rapper like blackball them like quick.
Well, you know what? I'm from New Orleans, so by grace of God, I never had to encounter that because, we feel me, like that wasn't played our way.
And the dopest part about you is that you was already a music artist and already was known.
Right.
And like before you went in full, ghostwriting mode.
But believe it or not, it's supposed to be understood. You don't say nothing.
Right.
Well, because of the schematics of the business. You know what I'm saying? You might have signed something, NDA. You know what I'm saying? So he just got. I don't know the full layout of his ordeal, but I think that someone outed him, and maybe he didn't deny it. I wasn't there, you heard me?
Right.
But as a writer, to me, I want to see you win. So I like that. You hear me? If just to be clear, everybody ain't the same. If I could write and not be seen, I'd take that. To be rich and be famous, I'm gonna be clear. I would have took rich. That's why I didn't put out projects nationwide after No Limit for a while, because I prefer to get money quietly. I put out a project with 3 6 Mafia called Head Buzzers. It made $1.4 million in 6 months. I honestly prefer to not be seen and have money. Me personally. That's me personally. But everybody is different. But you also could take fame and could translate that into currency too, right? So everybody different. I would love to write, but if your pen nice, they gonna find you. Oh, if your pen nice, they gonna find you. So ain't no I wrote that nobody ain't say nothing. No, man. I have 2 things I live by. Someone's always watching and someone's always listening. If you could process that, everything that come out you and your actions, you will be okay with whatever the repercussions are. Because someone's always watching and someone's always listening.
And also, somebody's gonna get rich and somebody's gonna get famous.
Somebody's gonna get rich, somebody's gonna get famous. So me, I kind of like, as a writer, for him, I felt bad because I think that might be the worst version of that life I've ever saw from the outside looking in. You know?
Yeah, just speak on the right part. But I also, heard that you actually, written for, the Rough Riders as well?
Well, I was an artist at Ruff Ryders, so I got to produce.
Well, I mean, certain artists and stuff. It's a whole.
I played my part. Label. Yeah, I played my part, but I didn't. As a producer, I did more than actual writing lyrics.
Okay.
I produced more cuts, like for Jadakiss featuring Young Jeezy, something else. Jadakiss featured myself, Young One and 8 Ball, What You Ride For. Writing wise, it got in effect a little after Ruff Ryders. producer wise, you heard me? I question to this day, I should have just kept my drum machine underneath my arm and just stayed living in New York. But I went to jail in New York, and it made me be like, yeah, man, I might gotta go home. You heard me? I'm out here trying to do this, but this happening.
Hey, but they don't have them 60 days in New York to get out like New Orleans.
Man, Ron, listen, bro. I went to jail for a gun charge. Thank God my stick was clean. You heard me? And I don't mean on no braggadocious shit. I'm saying I never shot this firearm at the gun range clean. You heard me? So it made it difficult. It changed everything. I'm signed a Ruff Ryder. They just bought 4 tracks from me, just stroked me a nice check. You heard me? 9/11 just happened. I decided to drive. I ain't flying no fucking way. You heard me? I drove out there and got out there 4 days later. I went to jail. Phones ain't working. I'm stacking buffalo meat sandwiches and shit, milk.
Hey, so you went to jail?
In New York right after 9/11.
Oh, right. I was about to say before or after 9/11 day.
Right after 9/11.
And so that probably was a crazy time.
It was horrible, bro. It was spooky. You heard me? Keep it 1,000 with you. You heard me? Like, bro, like, what the fuck?
And because people didn't really know what was going on in the world.
Around. It was wild, dog. They had a dude, a Middle Eastern cat in a hotel like a block up from us, and they were so paranoid once I bonded out that like they tracked it from the airport to this hotel, and they surrounded the hotel, and they was aiming to kill him. There wasn't no catch, bring it, like that's how, you heard me? Crossing the street, right? Police at every corner. You heard me? Metal detectors at certain corners. Like it was like, what the fuck, bro? It was wild, son. I was in there and they gave, I'll never forget, but it gave me like yellow little jumpsuit, some slippers. I was like, bitch, I ain't gonna need these, you heard me? Like, you tripping, you heard me? You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to get out of here.
I ain't even go all that with back and forth with the guard. I just was like, but you tripping, you heard me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But listen, Ron, boy, you know we from the city. I was negotiating everything with that boy. That boy, you heard me? I had a couple people in the car with me. That shit was funny. I remember that boy Jadakiss was like, yo, B, I heard such and such threw all the weed on your pop's lap when the people pulled up on y'all. He said, yo, we gonna fuck that boy. He like, we gonna fuck that boy up when we see him, right? I wasn't even supposed to leave the studio, you heard me? But this cat was, I don't know, right? This cat, man. So I was like, look, I'm gonna go get my own shit and I'm gonna come back. You heard me? I got a brand new truck, you heard me, boy? I got the Tony Soprano Suburban. You heard me? That bitch was burgundy. You heard me? I'm like, I bust a turn, go to Harlem, boy, the homie. Man, bust a U-turn. I said, dog, I'm not hitting no U-turn with these dog windows. They can't see my temp tag and shit. Boy, that boy said, I'm from New York, man. You need it, man. You just trust me, yo. Boy, I bust that U-turn. Whoop, 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 whoop. You heard me? Nigga pulled up, boy, you saw this here. Freeze, move it, I kill you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, you ain't gotta kill me. You heard me? You ain't gotta do that. What's my other options? You feel me? So the boy from the back seat jumped and put it over my daddy's shoulders and dropped all the weed. And we had to buy this baggage. And it wasn't selling no halves, nothing like that, right? So it was buku baggage. My daddy looked at me, just shook his head, you heard me? He just looked at me and just didn't nod his head at me and didn't do it. He said, we looking for cracking guns, you heard me? I said, well, I ain't got no crack. You feel me? I had my book bag on, I had my little tool in there. And it was my turn. Take the charge. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Get out, you heard me? And I'm happy I did because I had people with me and, a lot of my people couldn't afford to go back. It'd be something else. And I remember being in a holding, not the apartment, a holding cell, dude talking reckless. Yeah, they called me 8-ball. You hear me? That's the detective, whatever he was. You hear me? That's how they called me 8-ball. I'm about to fuck all over y'all. That's how he talking. I'm like, yeah, this nigga tripping here. So the dude running his mouth, yo, y'all don't be messing with this label like that. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, man. This ain't got nothing to do with no rap, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up, bro. Just shut up. You hear me? He like, y'all wouldn't mess with this label like that. I'm like, bro, them people don't even know us from this. What are you talking about, bro? Them people this is a simple pull over. I'm not from here.
He trying to make it something else.
Oh my God, dog. I'm like, I said, sir, whatever you got to do to get him out of here. This is my charge. Just get him from around me, dog.
He gonna make it worse.
Please get him from around, dog. So picture right in front of us, you hear me? So he's singling himself out, whatever. I was like, whatever. So we kept it moving. I got in the jail cell. Me and my dad was back there. So my daddy don't trip, I'm gonna just whatever. So my daddy, I said, just get me out. Shout out to Ruff Ryders, bro. They got 3 lawyers just for shit, for brothers having shit that happens. You heard me?
I ain't gonna lie to you, like being a part of Ruff Ryders. I know you have some way more crazy stories than that.
Son, that's a whole nother world.
But I want to fast forward, like what the studio sessions was like. Being in there with DMX and Jada Kiss, like that's some lyrical gods.
Hey, bro. I won't forget one day we was at Powerhouse Studios in Yonkers, New York. And they had us sitting at a round table just writing. One beat, all y'all get to it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting at the table. X wasn't there, but I'm being like the likes of Kiss, Styles P, you know what I'm saying? Like a Eve or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like just imagine upcoming artists and these namesake artists that are already big in the life for Ruff Ryder. And that was just dope, man. We was writing. That shit was wild. Ruff Ryder was dope. But right at that table with them MCs, it was good. And Kiss respected my pen. Styles respected my pen. And likewise to them, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why I'm about to give you, your flowers as well. From being from New Orleans, matter of fact, being from the South, we're going to speak on like a broader scale now. Because New York didn't respect the South. Especially they pen.
Not everybody.
Like I'm talking about like just the media, the way they painted the picture. So for you to even get signed to one NY label was another accomplishment.
It was true. I'm gonna take a trip, y'all, right? I signed a Ruff Ryder. We used to go in Harlem and battle dudes on the block, right? 2, 3 in the morning, dog, just battling, bro. I'll never forget this shit. Drag-On was battling this dude, and this dude was trying to give it to Drag, bro. You heard me? He was reaching. Drag was just probably just trying to get some things together, you heard me? And Drag-On is nice, huh? But he had his boys, the other guy had his boys with him, bucking him up. So it was a dope battle, right? Now like, Drag, let me get this motherfucker. Before I got in this bitch, I'm talking about serve that boy, son. I saw somebody do this. Yo, B, you sound like Fiend, yo. You heard me? While rapping, dog. And Moo was like, that boy said, you sound like Fiend, dog. Down south. Son from down south. I ain't never like, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I was like serving him. So I'll never forget this shit, bro. Like, all kind of MCs. It was meeting up in Harlem. Ruff Ryder, I pull up on a block. We just battling, dog. One dude realized who I was and where I was from Brooklyn. I'll never forget this, you heard me? A bunch of dudes, they was dressing red, you heard me? I don't know what they did, but they were dressing red. You heard me? These cats, we was in NYO, we was battling. And this dude said, son, no disrespect, but I think you taking this kid's son, this kid's sound Fiend from down south, you heard me? You battling, I think that ain't fair, you heard me? And then I was like, dog, I am Fiend, bro. You heard me? And that was a whole nother something. So to say that, I think some East Coast people could look at like, that's the birth of hip hop. And, I'm the first to do this, so maybe it's a prideful something. But hip hop was created off of jazz, which is birthplace in New Orleans.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So I like to give that fun fact of when we're talking about music. But it's the birthplace on the bridge of hip hop, and I just felt like we done it some justice on giving our version of it too. But you're right though, you heard me? They thought all we did was that we're good for making party music and stuff. But when I got there, I'm quite sure some other MCs too. But when I got there, Kiss and Styles let me know off the dump. They were like, this motherfucker nigga crazy, dog. You hear me? Like Styles used to walk when I'm recording, be like, Fiend, say something for us, dog. You know what I'm saying? You heard me? Shout to Styles P, man. Like, yeah, man.
So battle rapping, like, did you ever battle anyone actually before? I mean, in New Orleans?
Yeah. I battled some cats in the quarters before, even catching a real break. And even after catching the break. I've been in St. Louis, you heard me? Somebody might be disrespectful. Let's get it, bitch. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I hear me? Like, I don't do it often as much, but I still practice it in post. Like, if I post something, I spit a verse more a battle rap kind of texture. Because that's also where I'm from too. I'm a hip hop baby, bro. Rakim, you know what I'm saying? Big Daddy Kane, these are lyricists, you know what I'm saying? Like their own walking right. And so I still carry that in me a little bit too. But yeah, definitely battled in the city. If anybody out there, we'd have battled before, and I done gave you one of these, it's all love. You know, I'm just telling my verse.
Yeah, just speaking of battle, like the only other person I heard from New Orleans talk about he loved the battle and like he didn't mind battling whoever was another person from Holly Grove. Shout out like to the legend Skip.
Oh, for sure.
And Skip said, man, he still battle for $50.
Oh, right now, Skip a go, man. Shout out to Skip. I remember when Skip told me he was gonna rap. You heard me? We was in Holly Grove by Mrs. Jones' house in the yard, and he said, "Man, I should do this shit. And you know what? If I do it, I'm gonna have to be colder than you. You heard me? So get ready. You heard me?" I said, "Huh, bro?" I said, "Yeah, Skip. Yeah, Skip. Shout out to Skip. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to my 17 family. The boys doing great things over there off of Claiborne. Always donating to the kids. I don't see a lot of publicity about that, but Chicken and Watermelon donate endless amounts of bikes, tools, and resources to the community. So shout out to Skip for that. Ryan, the whole team over there, bro. I appreciate and respect you already, but even more so for you taking that extra step to pour back in the community, bro. I love you for that, bro.
Gotcha. So, you know, back on your journey, like leaving New York.
Hey.
So when did you become on an international Jones?
Oh.
And like when did you hook back up with like Musa and like, you know, worked on bringing this big independent label.
Hey.
I'm like Jet Life together.
Jet Life, come on, man. Just enjoy this shit. See what happened, Moo had always been there. I seen management and CEO potential in Musa then. And he didn't need a cosign to do it. You know what I mean? He didn't need a cosign to do it. He just was already doing it. This person was already pouring into us like this. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, to be able to share these type of vibes or share this type of education, everybody ain't got to give you the game. Everybody ain't got to give you the sauce. So I think that he always had, I think, what you call a non-biased opinion of things. And I think that helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? He don't like what you're doing just because you his dog, you his brother. If he like it, he gonna let you know, motherfucker, you did that. You heard me? Or this what I think we need to do to get it here. You know what? I think you need a shuttle bus. We need to wrap that shit. I'm telling you, we need to do this. Look, I'm like right now, you need to buy you some jewelry. You need a watch. You need a chain. You heard me talking that shit, but you gotta wear it, you know? He always saw the vision of the extra things, dog. Love this fucking brother. You hear me, dog? He is the brother that my mom did not have for me. You feel me? Like, I mean, literally, him and his family, he was the person that said, there is no giving up on you. You heard me? We'll just figure how to move the chess pieces around. You know what I'm saying? So, he'd already been on the road. I think Spitter saw what me and Moo was doing and saw the potential of, well, damn, if Musa could manage me, maybe I could get, you know, my ducks in a row too. You heard me? So Moo was getting on the road with Spitter, with the Young Money thing when Spitter got with Young Money, and they did their collaboration. And he used to be hitting me up saying the road is going good, man. We doing this and we doing that. The Rough Rider thing didn't completely go where it needed to go because they had such a huge accident, or I'm gonna say incident. Maybe it was a reason, I'm not sure, but the brother Dean had gotten into a bad motorcycle accident, and he was the head A&R, the person that stayed in the studio on everything that we love from Rough Rider to make it sound like it sounded before it came out. He was there to give final ears on that. So he was out of commission for a while recovering. And Rough Rider being such a tight-knitted family, real family, that they poured the energy on him recovering. So my career was it wasn't at a standstill, but it was at a point where I still had to survive and create and keep my brand as an artist going, right? So they allowed me to put out independent projects while I was signed to them with a full-fledged record deal, bro. and not ask for 1 penny off it. You know what I'm saying? So I did all
Shout out to them before.
Shout out to Rough Riders, bro. Shout out to Wadeen. Shout out to Keisha. Shout out to Alima Dean. Shout out to Siobhan Dean, D Dean, Mama and Papa Dean. You know what I'm saying? Like,
matter of fact, I didn't even ask you. Like, let's bring it a little bit back right quick.
It's all good.
How did you build that relationship with them, and like, how did you end up signing to them?
Funniest shit ever. How I get with Rough Rider. I had Wendy Day in one corner.
Shout out Wendy Day, but I interviewed her.
Shout out to Wendy Day. I had Wendy Day in one corner, speaking on my behalf with her relationships to Rough Rider. I think you'll make a good fit. DMX is going to do movies. He's going to do more movies, right? And your voice would be crazy to help out. He's doing movies to bring something else to the table, bruh. So that's that, right? That's that motion, right? Bruh, why did a local street team guy for Rough Rider sent to Rough Rider my independent project, Can I Burn? I'm a person already with a gold album, right? I'm gonna make up say all kind of stuff. I got 1.3 million albums sold between my own 2 individual releases, right? This dude sent my independent project off to Rough Rider saying he discovered me. Funniest shit ever, bro. And Rough Rider not knowing they were listening to their street team guy. And also, I think it was the look from Wendy Day as well, helping on the business. And I'm not discrediting it, but I thought it was not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have Google. Evidently, the internet was not busting. You heard me? Because I seen him and I was saying, but that's how Rough Rider got a whiff of what was going on with me. You heard me? But when we dropped Street Life, I met Styles P at the Source Awards. So they were, like, some of the artists were familiar. Shout out DJ Clue, shout out to Premier. These people were aware of me. But as far, I guess, the CEOs was oblivious, having a marquee staple artist like DMX doing what he was doing at the time. But we linked up, bro, and the rest was history. Rough Rider was like, shit, this a go. We about to get a Southern artist, you know what I mean, that got this type of energy. We about to go crazy.
Like, we going global.
We going global, baby. And for the record, I signed the deal because of my fans. I was comfortable at home selling 35 to 50,000 units, independent of getting $750 to $8 a record, being fucking rich. Yo, at home. You hear me? But my fans is always about the fans. The people that decide to walk with you from the beginning. And it was about us getting that platinum, double platinum, whatever that was out there for us, for them to brag about in the barbershops about their favorite person. And I really wanted to give that honor to my fans, my believers. You heard me? They ain't fans, they my believers. And I wanted to do that for myself too. But it was always for the fans. Me signing these deals like that when we could have just stayed independently and done pretty well already, you know.
Yeah, but I have real respect for her and I have a real relationship with her. Like, how did you meet on like Wendy Day? And also, what does Wendy Day means actually to like hip hop?
I think that's a very good question. Wendy Day, how did I meet Wendy Day? I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think a good friend of mine, a good brother of mine, Charlie Braxton, possibly introduced me to Wendy Day because at that time, late 98, at that time, like 99, bringing in 2000, we were renegotiating our deals with No Limit. And I wanted my lawyer to look at it, and he did, and we were figuring out what can we do. But then it got to a point, I think the communication got bad. So for some reason, instead of not only thinking I just needed my lawyer, I think I heard the story of how when they had got artists out of deals that they wanted to be better deals. So what happened was, I got with Wendy. And from when Wendy, she said, you want to be rich or you want to be famous? You know? And I told her, honestly, I'd rather be rich, you know? So she was like, well, you could you got some money to put out your own project. I'm like, my house paid for. I could just get a mortgage on my house, take a loan on it, get a mortgage. And the ball started rolling from there. She toured with me while I had my independent project, Out Can I Burn. She introduced me to a pretty good lawyer then. Rest in peace, Jay Quattrini. She introduced me to Jay Quattrini. He did a lot of legal work for me on entertainment lawyer side. And eventually we got the deal with Ruff Ryder. But she also helped me build. My name was one thing, but I wasn't going to introduce myself to everybody. I just wanted to roll up, smoke me an L, and make music. So she got me out that little box, you heard me? And she introduced me to David Banner, me and him work. She introduced me to Twister. These people that was aware of me, but the introductions, I didn't make the introductions happen, you know what I mean? Introduced me to Twister, Speeding Out Mobsters, we went to working. George Daniels, who owned the record shop out there in Chicago, she traveled with me, bro. She didn't have to do that. Shout out to Wendy Day for really, really pouring her time and her resources into me at that time. She still is a phone call away or accessible if we really, really need some advice or something. How important is Wendy Day? I say that she was and is important. And I think she will continue to be important. The volume of that, I think is enormous. But I also think that everyone has their own version and story and business of what they do to determine what. Some transactions could be like this. Some transactions could be for the long haul, But I think she is another pillar in this industry that if you want some real good information to apply to your sauce, she is definitely one person to visit for that. And shout out to Tony Guidry too. You heard me? I Am the Connect at Art Vazo. Shout out my guy. You heard me? Him and Rap Juggernaut Kingpin. You heard me?
Shout out to him as well.
Right, for sure.
So close to 25 years being in this.
Right, I guess so. Right.
I gotta ask you this question.
Damn, right.
So, what do you enjoy most about being in the music industry? And tell us, what do you actually hate about it?
What I enjoy about being in the industry is right now I'm at a point I'm just making my contribution to hip hop. Yeah, I get to be a vessel and be great. My son is watching, you know what I'm saying? My daughters are watching. And I don't have to be perfect. I just need to be a version that they could process that exists. You know what I'm saying? What I love about hip hop is the thought of making nothing to something. What I love about hip hop is artistically expressing yourself about life imitating art. You know what I'm saying? Art imitating life is what I love about hip hop. You hear me? You can get it this way instead of being out in the streets doing something illegal. It's an option. Hip hop, somebody decided to create a genre of music that we're all able to take care of our families off one way, shape, or form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? You got media outlets because of the culture, right? Breakfast Club, me and I was with the gang, Nolazine, who got that fire.
I sure about to throw in Nolazine.
Yeah, man. We got all these Donnie Houston, you got whoever you want to think about, bro, Shade Room, whatever you want to think about. TMZ, you heard me? Our culture does a lot on there for traffic. You heard me? World Star, shout out to that boy. He passed some years back. ATL Top 20, Dirty Glove Bastard, Say Cheese. It goes in this because of hip hop. People got to keep the lights on because of a culture that they say was created in the Bronx. I think that's dope. I think that because we did well with it in our area, we're able to not only eat off it, right?
And they also say if the hip hop is dangerous, but I also say hip hop probably saved millions of lives by helping people make legal income and be able to hire people in the hood and people actually hip hop changed the life of so many people in different ways, actually helping friends and becoming like sports agents. All kind of stuff came from hip hop. Fashion designers, like people never thought about putting that on a t-shirt. Like hip hop has done a lot for the world.
Yeah, it is, right? It is the number one leading influential culture in the world, right? Presently is making $20.7 billion a year. You know? Somebody eating out there, right? Okay, hip hop, I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about hip hop. That was a great segue.
I knew it was coming.
What I don't like is no one wants to be accountable. You heard me? Show me the people that are sending their people to their kids to colleges and got retirement plans set up, yacht living off of that. Never have to be the face of this shit, but they eating off of it. Hip hop does what dangerous? If that's the case, you may as well say Grand Theft Auto dangerous too. If that's the case, you may as well say movie directors are dangerous too. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, it's a dangerous job. Flight pilots and flight attendants is a dangerous job too. Being a welder is dangerous too.
Everything dangerous soon as you come out the house.
You heard me? So that's what I'm saying. Like, and our skin is a whole nother subject. But I like to look at it like people are going to also have a problem with the culture that's the most influential culture in the world. It's like a commodity, like coffee or something. You got a problem with it because I can make it every day. I ain't got to ask you to make it. I wake up and live it. We are the culture. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like about hip hop. What I don't like about hip hop is we're not a one trick pony, but we keep falling for the bait. I don't want to have an opinion on another person how they making their red beans. If you like it like that, man, you want hot sauce in your shit, you do your shit. You want ketchup in yours, you do yours. You want sugar in yours, you hear me? I don't want to knock it how your recipe worked for you. But just keep in mind that the recipe exists because somebody was selfless. You know what I'm saying? So the genre wins. The genre wins. I'm proud to be a part of it and still a part of it to this day. You know, I think we have to acknowledge the forefathers of it, like they do in country and rock and folk and things like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear people down in Dolly Parton. You know, you don't hear people down in Kid Rock because he's still, you know, you don't hear people down in Aerosmith. They uplift their forefathers that paved the way. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the another thing I dislike about hip hop. We'll throw away our people because of age, when there's so much wisdom that could be learned and poured into the new version of this. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So tell us, actually, what's next for you?
I'm getting ready to drop a new project, Coolers in Session 3. You heard me? Of course, as always, a Jet Life, Fiend Digital. You heard me? Which is now going by Forever Determined. FDE. You know what I'm saying? Release. That comes out on May 13th, which is my birthday. You heard me? So whenever you are getting this, I hope you enjoying the project. Cool is in Session 3. Featuring Paul Wall, you heard me? Out Houston, Texas. Production by the Honorable C Note. You heard me? Mecca, myself, The Regime, and a couple of the dope ass cats that you know about. But the project is priceless. You know, featuring Mac. How am I forget that? Featuring Mac on the project, featuring Liv from out the Trail Life family out there out of Jackson, Mississippi, and a whole other surprises. I got movies, more movies, TV episodes coming out. I also have a show called Who Got That Fire. You can check that out on Fiend TV on YouTube. I got a single I produced out right now for Queen Queasy. You heard me? Check that out. It's called Designer Pussy. The song is crazy. YouTube, the video, Designer Pussy, just like I'm saying it. You heard me? Ladies, if you're watching this is a song you should put before you get dressed and after you taking them off. This is just a vibe, you heard me? You know, some bougie player shit, some boozy ratchet shit called Designer Pussy by Queen Queasy. It's out right now. I produced it. This song is crazy. Yeah. Shout out to Boss Man Rev. I'm working on him, you heard me? Dubs the Hash out of Atlanta, another artist I'm producing, working with. Mecca, you heard me? An amazing producer out of New Orleans. He's crazy. We're doing some great things. He's doing a lot of production on it, and we're doing some co-production with each other. And the homie Marcy out of Carolina, we working on some things. and a few other people. I don't want to blow no surprises, you heard me? But most importantly, man, follow me on Instagram, 504 Fiend 504.
Hey, but that was my next question.
Yeah, you heard me? Yeah.
I was about to end it off with last but not least, tell everyone where can they find you.
Well, you heard the man. You can find me on IG 504 Fiend. You heard me? Now check us out. We're from New Orleans, so we say O, but we mean 0. All right, so 504 Fiend Fiend is on Instagram. Fiend is on Facebook. Fiend for the money on Twitter. That's Fiend, the number 4 DA money. And on Snapchat, it's Fiend Womp Womp. You heard me? WHOMP.
All right, we done.
Yeah. 103 zeros. Shout out Nolazine, Jet Life, Jones, Iron Gang.